The Shooter Shack. Welcome to the Shooter Shack. I shoot at like 80%. Where the hell they do that at? Where the hell they do that at? Welcome to the Shooter Shack, the Shooter Shack. I help you make your money back. Like where they do that at? I shoot 80%. Every Sunday with the kid, I'll make your money back. I shoot 80%. Every Sunday with the kid, like where they do that at? I shoot 80%. Like every single Sunday with the kid. Yeah. Ever since I got it going, at least 80%. Every time I go in, I'm so magnificent. Yeah, that bookie bout to hate me again. When I pull up and tell him pay me again. Yeah, you just got the touchdown pass from Mr. Brett McMoney, so we can get this cash and we can get this money. Welcome to the Shooter Shack, the Shooter Shack. I help you make your money back. Like where they do that at? I shoot 80%. Every Sunday with the kid, I'll make your money back. I shoot 80%. Every Sunday with the kid, like where they do that at? I shoot 80%. Like every single Sunday with the kid. Yeah. Welcome to the Shooter Shack.
Alright guys, welcome back to the Shooter Shack. This is week 10, and as you can probably see, I brought a special guest with me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Patty Gregoire. You've probably seen him on TV. You've probably seen him around town at the pubs. It doesn't matter where you've seen him, because this guy knows his sports, and he is heavy in the broadcasting game. So we want to give him a big welcome to the Shooter Shack from all of us down here. Welcome to the Shack, Patty.
Well, thanks for having me, and I could not be down in the Shooter Shack at a better time. Another 5-1 week for the kid, and you capped it off with a huge victory. Seattle taking down Buffalo, and it did get a little bit tight. You probably were sweating near the end, but you closed out and you picked up that W.
You're right, man. It was a tough game for sure. And if you watched it on the Monday night, the Buffalo Bills were running all over the Seattle Seahawks defense, and it looked like the Seahawks couldn't get a stop. LaShawn McCoy looked great. Tyrod Taylor looked even better. But at the end of it all, we got that big stop at the 4th and goal with 8 seconds left. We covered the spread. 5-1 week. Chalk up another one.
Well, I chalked up a big one for sure. I threw down on a 4-game parlay, taking 4 of your Shooter 6, and I capitalized big time. I cashed in, and I know people at home right now want to do the same thing for week 10. So let's not waste any time, and let's get to it for the Shooter 6 for this week. All right, we're going to start things off here, Shooter, with a game that's probably not going to make the ESPN Classics, but you seem to think that there's some money to be made. So it's the 2-6 Chicago Bears taking on the 3-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And I'll tell you, in this matchup, we got 2 teams at the bottom of the barrel, 2 teams at the bottom of the NFL power rankings, but I'm telling you right now, it's not the most exciting game. Or in other words, it's not necessarily the one you want, but if you're looking for that fistful of Brown Bills on a Sunday afternoon, it's the one you want. I'm going to give you a couple Shooter shouts here, Patty, and let you know why I'm thinking so. Chicago, they are 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 on the road. They are also 2-7 straight up in their last 9. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 0-5 in their last 5 at home. But Crab Legs Winston, he's going to change that thing around this Sunday at Raymond James Stadium. And I'm telling you right now, I've told you before, keep your chips right here and play with the Shooter. And when I tell you it's time to push them in, you go ahead and do so. And this is that time. You push those chips in the middle, and we're going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're taking them at -2.
I like that last play, but this one coming up right here, I absolutely love it. You got the 4-4 Miami Dolphins staying in the South, but they're shipping it out to the West Coast, taking on the San Diego Superchargers, sitting at a 4-5 record, but they have been absolutely red hot as of late. You like this play? Tell us why.
Well, let me tell you, Patty, the reason I like this play is the fish on the West Coast has been a big no-no. The last 12 times the Dolphins have played in San Diego, they are 4-8. At the same time, they are 5-10 against the spread in their last 15 games on the road. San Diego, like you mentioned, they are red hot. They are 4-1 in their last 5 games, and they are pushing the 3rd best offense in the NFL, rallying behind Phillip Rivers. Like I've told you guys before, there's room on the Shooter's back for 2, and I'm hoping that you guys will jump on this thing this weekend and make yourself some money. I know I got the stove going upstairs, I got the kettle burning, and I got a whole box of Tetley tea bags ready to drag right across the Miami Dolphins' chin. So if you're rolling with the shooter, go ahead and check in on this one. I'm taking the San Diego Chargers at minus 2.5, and I'm taking that one right to the bank.
Well, sure, you've been red hot Sylph of the Mason-Dixon so far, so let's keep it down here, and we're going to kick it off with the Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 6-2, taking on the 3-5 Carolina Panthers, who have not done us any favors this year, but you seem to think things are going to turn around and Cam Newton's going to make us some coin.
Well, let me tell you the reason why I think that. It's been a train wreck of a season for the Carolina Panthers, but after that bye week 2 weeks ago, it looks like they may have figured things out. They have won 2 straight, and you're looking at this jersey, you'd seen it back in week 5 when they cost me. I took this thing, I threw it in the goddamn fire pit, but I pulled it out, I dusted it off, and here we are, I got her back on. And the reason that I have it back on is because the Carolina Panthers at home as a favorite are as close to a sure thing as you're going to get. They are 10-4 against the spread in their last 14 games at home. And as good as Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers have been as a home favorite, the Kansas City Chiefs as a road underdog are just as bad. They are 1-5 in their last 6 games traveling on the road, not being the favorite. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking the black and blue have cost me a few times this year. But I'm thinking that third time is the charm. So I'm telling you to grab that bagel right out of the toaster, get yourself a tub of cream cheese, and I want you to smother that goddamn bagel in the best cream cheese you got. Because I'm taking out a line of credit, I'm grabbing a second mortgage on the house, and I'm taking the Carolina Panthers at minus 1.5.
All that talk of cream cheese and food probably has Andy Reid just foaming at the mouth. He's not even going to be worried about any football. So Carolina Panthers minus 1.5. Take it to the bank. That is free money. All right, we're halfway through the Shooter 6, so let's bang out these last 3. You got the Cincinnati Bengals sitting at 3-4-1, taking on the New York Football Giants at 5-3. Who do you like in this one?
Well, I'll tell you who I like in this one, Patty, and the home team has won the last 7 matchups, and that trend's going to continue this Sunday. I like the New York Giants at minus 1.5, and you can take that one right to the bank.
Next up, the Atlanta Falcons, 6-2, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, 4-4, and it looks like the Eagles are just ready to fall off the face of the earth. Who do you like?
Well, I'll tell you who I like, Patty, and I like the team that gets the job done on the road week after week, and I see the same thing happening again here. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's the Atlanta Falcons. I like them on the money line. I like them as a pick 'em, and you can take that one and teabag your bookie.
Last but certainly not least, you got the San Francisco 49ers, who have been absolutely dreadful, sitting at 1-7. And the Arizona Cardinals, 3-4-1. Been a little bit of a disappointment, but you will be in attendance, a better seat than us sitting at home on our couches. Who do you like in this game, or should I say, what do you like in this one?
Well, Patty, like you said, I will be in attendance on Sunday at the University of Phoenix Stadium, and I will have some suntan lotion handy. I'm going to have a handful of cold beers and a couple of Tetley tea bags for all the bookies down south. And if you know me, you know I like a hard-hitting defensive battle, and in this divisional game, that's exactly what we're going to see. So if you're looking for my play, here it is. I'm taking the under 50, and that's the one you got to have.
Well, folks, there's your Shooter 6 for Week 10. I'm about ready to lock those picks in, and I know you folks at home gotta capitalize and cash out big. We will see you next week. Shooter, thanks for having me, bud.
Hey, you know what, Patty? It was a great time having you down here in the Shooter Shack. All my people at home watching, thank you very much for tuning in. At the bottom of the screen, like I've asked you before, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit me up on all the social media platforms. And like I said, Patty Gregoire, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure. And guys, we'll see you next week in Week 11. And don't forget to teabag your bookie.